morning and welcome to the P&B Sports Show, where we go beyond the scorelines and into the thinking behind the game. I'm Aroko Tom, and today we are analyzing how football matches are won, managed, and even sometimes left unfinished. On today's show, we begin with a post-match breakdown of Aston Villa 1-1 draw with Bournemouth, a game that once again showed that dominance alone doesn't guarantee victory. Then we turn our attention to two critical fixtures on the horizon: Manchester United versus West Ham and Chelsea versus Leeds, matches that will test structure, mentality, and tactical discipline. Joining me this morning are Abel Sunday, our in-house sports analyst, and Ero John, a sports analyst all the way from Benin City. Oba Atokpe, he said, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Ero. Good morning.
Good morning. It seems like Ero.
Good morning, Mr. Abel.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
It seems like today is a fantastic day for the both of you, as you people look so fresh and energized for today's sports analysis.
I always look like this. I don't know why I don't know what is so special. I look like this every day. Except probably because I'm not putting on my glasses. That's the only difference.
Okay, fantastic. Well, let's dive right into it. I want to start with you, Abel. You know, we saw an Aston Villa Bournemouth side. You know, when they played, we saw a structure from Aston Villa, and we saw their dominance. We saw the way they played. They dominated the midfield. We saw their control of the game. But all of a sudden, we saw a U-turn from them. A Bournemouth side that was playing defense all through decided, you know what, it seems like this Aston Villa side, you know, is not up to par with us, and they decided to take the bull by the horn. What do you think went wrong for Aston Villa, especially a side that is third on the EPL table, a side that needed that win, but instead they only took 1 point home?
Yeah, I think Aston Villa, you said something that they were dominating, but it just ended up first half. And I think what happened was Bournemouth improved second half significantly. And after that break, they increased the possession and also went very high on Aston Villa. And that is where that equalizer also came from. And you see the ability of Aston Villa not to be able to withstand the pressure that Bournemouth brought at the second half actually made them drop that point. One would expect that after taking that point, they can, after scoring that goal, they can build on that and see something they can do significant. But unfortunately, I think Villa. Bournemouth had the better after that. They were able to come back when they said everything. They were playing defensive game before. But when they came back, they were able. But again, nobody will disagree with the fact that the shape defensively for for Bournemouth, it makes it very difficult for Aston Villa to even enter the second half. Do you get? So, but tactically, what I saw is that Villa struggled in the midfield, and that is where the problem and the transition. You can see how Bournemouth came on them, and that means they were solely dominated.
Okay.
Was solely dominated on Bournemouth.
Okay. Yes. Ero, do you agree that Bournemouth won that midfield? Because most people are speculating that Aston Villa controlled the midfield, but Bournemouth controlled the defense. What is your own take on that?
I think you are right. I think Aston Villa controlled something called against the run of play. A situation where you are having everything right, you are doing everything as it should be, you are tactically dominant, and the game is just not going your way. The goal is not forthcoming. I think that's one thing that affected Aston Villa in yesterday's game. They had it right, they controlled the pace, they controlled the tempo. They were tactically dominant for a larger part of the fixture, but the goals were not coming. They could not score more than one goal, and so against the run of play rule occurred, and we had a Bournemouth side who, okay, at this point in time, I think we can get something out of this game. These people are not so superb. They are not so much of a masterclass that we can match. And we saw a Bournemouth side come out and they were able to get their own goal. But like you rightly said, I think Bournemouth were compact defensively because they could have conceded more than the one goal they conceded. But I think their defensive structure, their composure, their compatibility, and their ability to absorb pressure, that's one quality that so many football teams do not have. Your ability to control pressure, how you are able to manage pressure, how you are able to soak in this pressure to not make so many mistakes. I think that's one quality that Bonamao showed, and it's paid off for them in a way, because taking home 1 point is better than going home with a defeat and
Okay.
none at all. So yes, kudos to both teams.
Okay, but in your own opinion, how do you think that they handled it? Because we have a Bournemouth side that some people will not expect them to perform the way they performed. So what does this say about the type of defense that they played? And what does this also say about Aston Villa? Aston Villa, because I remember the last time we spoke, you said that Aston Villa, you think that they should not even be in the top 4 conversation. Does this serve as a legitimate reason why they shouldn't be in that conversation?
Yes, strongly. Yes, this serves as a legitimate reason why they shouldn't be in that top 4 conversation. I personally think that what Aston Villa is best at doing is upsetting the big teams, upsetting the big six. In my own opinion, like I said the last time, you see when you pair them with people of their caliber, in quotes, the likes of Bournemouth, the likes of West Ham, go and check the results, fast checking. They tend not to do so well against these teams. But pair them against teams like Manchester United, against Chelsea, against Liverpool. All the adrenaline of the players will be up there. They will be turned from 11 players, they'll be turned into 22 overnight. So I don't particularly think that they deserve to be in the big 6 picture. I don't think they deserve to be up there in the upper 8. My personal opinion, anybody can differ. Yeah, so that's what I think. And then you asked the question about how do I think Bournemouth play? Before you go into any fixture, any match, you watch the coaches. I know this for a fact that they take time to watch their opponents. They go back to the games their opponents have played before. They go over to check the pattern. They go back to check the tactics. They go back to check who's the dangerous player, who's the playmaker, who does the damages here. And so I think Bournemouth prepared for that coming into the fixture. If we can get hold of this player, I think we have been able to neutralize their plans. Because I know for a fact that all coaches have their pattern built around certain players. Certain players need to be exceptional for that particular tactics to try for it to work. It's just like a situation where in Manchester United, for example, if the likes of Bruno Fernandes do not perform, if they are not able to live up to expectation in a game, the chances are that Manchester United may not do so well in that game. I use the word may because these things are not 100%. So I think that's one thing that Bournemouth studied. Bournemouth came into the fixture, like I said, they were compact. When you have defensive compatibility, it is difficult to break. That's one thing. Let me remind back to the then Atletico Madrid under the light of Miranda. That's one thing we need to know them for. Compact play. Yeah.
Okay, Ero, that's fantastic. But I'm going to bring it back to you, Abel. We are seeing a side like Aston Villa that right now they are sitting third on the table, and they have not been consistent so far. And we are seeing a side like Manchester United that is chasing them right now. They've had 4 straight wins, and by today we might be seeing history in the making by having 5 straight wins in over 2 years from the Manchester United side under Carrick. What do you think about Aston Villa's performance against an EPL side that is sitting 11th on the Premier League table? What does this say? Is this a U-turn from the way Aston Villa has started, or is it something that we've expected moving forward from the Aston Villa side, especially after they sent away a player like Rashford, a player that was consistent for them after some time?
Well, I think now the pressure begins to mount. Remember we said something yesterday about, I think, is it Arsenal? We said something about Arsenal, Man City. The pressure begins to mount now, and seeing Manchester United also picking their form late in the season now, and you see 3 points behind. Manchester just 3 points behind Aston Villa, and then putting a performance like that, I don't think it's something that is going to go well. They need to do better. They need to come out and do better, because you cannot just put such a performance and you think that you are going to do
Okay, it seems like we lost Abel there, but I'm going to throw this over to you, Ero. You know, who does this result affect more? Does it affect an Aston Villa side, or does it help a Bournemouth side moving forward?
The result goes both ways. It affects Aston Villa in the sense they are in the top four race, because like we said, they are presently third on the table. They are in the top four race, and then at this point in the season, every single point that you lose matters. Because like you are rightly saying, you have an informed Manchester United who, if they manage to win their next game, you will be 5 straight wins in a row. That's 15 points accumulated in a number of days. You understand? You have them in fourth position. You have the Chelsea side who will not admit that they are doing well under Liam Rosinio. They are managing to win games. I don't think he has lost a Premier League match. I don't think so. I can't vividly remember. You have the Chelsea side who is just 1 point behind Manchester United. They are also running up alone. I think the only team that was mounting pressure right now that is declining is the Liverpool side. So for an Aston Villa side who is just at the moment 3 points over Manchester United, that's just one win. That's just one win. If Manchester United wins their next game and Aston Villa manages to lose their next game, they are down the pecking order. So I think Aston Villa is largely affected by even a Bournemouth side.
I'm curious to know, where do you see an Aston Villa side finishing this season, especially with this performance that they've pulled out against Bournemouth?
I said this the last time I was here, and I will say it again. I beg, anybody can beg to differ. I don't see Aston Villa finishing in the top 6. I can position them from 7th to 10th. I know they will finish. I can tell you for a fact that they will finish top 10 on the table. But you see, being 1 to 6, I, Ero John, strongly do not see an Aston Villa side finishing top 6 on the table.
Okay, that's. I think that's a brilliant analysis, considering the fact that they are third, sitting at 47 points, and also Manchester United is trailing behind at 44 points. That's just 3 points behind. You know, so it says a lot about the Premier League table and how tight this race is so far. Well, we're going to be going on a short break right now, and when we come back, we're going to continue our analysis, moving on to our pre-match analysis for Manchester United. What will their win against West Ham mean today? And also for Chelsea, what will a win for them mean? Will it help them win? And what will a win for Manchester United or a loss mean today? So don't go anywhere, because P&B Sports Show, we'll be right back. I remain your host, Aaron Kotoma. We are still on the English Premier League matter. Issues arising. Manchester United will be playing West Ham today. What does this mean for West Ham? We've had a Manchester United side that have been extremely consistent. 4 straight wins. And if they win today against West Ham, they are going to have succeeded in gathering 15 straight points in just a matter of few days, like you've said previously. What do you think about this Manchester United side so far?
I said something yesterday, and I'm going to say it again. I said, banter aside, rivalry aside, Manchester United is doing so well under Michael Carrick. This is one thing that the fans, the supporters, and even the management of the club, they begged for under Ruben Amorim. We are now seeing Manchester United play like the traditional Manchester United that we used to know under the great Sir Alex Ferguson. Manchester United is presently a delight to watch by the fans and supporters. I can't remember the last time I saw joy in your face like this, Tom. But these days you have been so joyful and happy.
Why not? Why not? When Manchester United is making the world proud. You know, there's something I noticed about Manchester United. Like if you realize, a lot of Manchester United fans have been quiet, but in recent times, the stadium has been extremely full. Everybody thought that Manchester United, the fans have run away, but it seems like there has been a retreat and a callback. But I'm going to come to you, Abel. Abel, what do you think? We are seeing a West Ham side that is sitting that is sitting on relegation right now. A West Ham side that have performed absolutely, they have diminished in their performance so far, especially from last season. What do you think their performance against Manchester United will be, and how do you expect them to play against a side like Manchester United that have been consistent so far?
Okay, I think the only thing West Ham will do is I think they will likely sit compact and play on the break, because definitely that's just the way to just sit, relax, and see what Manchester will throw at them, and they can just maybe hit Manchester in the counter. That's just it. Then I think again, secondly, I think physically their presence in the midfield will also be a very key factor, because they just have to put bodies. They try to see how they could take that midfield so that Manchester will not be able to operate. But you cannot put the way I think the resurgence of the Mino and also Casemiro at that midfield recently under Michael Carrick is something that you cannot really take away from them. Those guys have been fantastic so far. But I don't know how West Ham will be able to keep those guys very, very quiet. But I think the plan will be, let's try and sit down, let's frustrate them and see how we will build on that. I think that's just the plan that West Ham is going to just be quiet. Let's just not frustrate them, sit back, try and see how we will keep them on counter.
Okay.
I think that's what
it seems like the midfield, I believe when Ruben Amorim was around, we kept complaining about something. We kept saying we need a defensive midfielder. And right now, Abel has come out and he has said something. He said, it seems like they've been able to control the midfield. Ruben Amorim was not able to use Kobe Mino the way people will expect him to use Kobe Mino, but we've seen him use Michael Carrick use Kobe Mino so far, and now it seems like the midfield is where they are dominating. What do you think about the midfield? And against West Ham, how will the midfield determine a win for Manchester United side?
Okay, very quickly, let me say this. Just to answer your question, yes, you see, Kobe Mino has a very good defensive ability. Do you know the reason why Manchester United fans were clamoring for Kobe Mino? It's because Manuel Ugarte was not living up to expectation. That's the only reason. If Manuel Ugarte was living up to expectation, I don't think the fans would have remembered that there was a Kobe Mino in the team. So the fact that Manuel Ugarte was declining or not living up to expectation brought about questions as to why Kobe Mino was not playing. Because these fans have watched him play before and he didn't do so bad. So, some time ago when I was talking about Manchester United on this show, I said there was a need for a defensive midfielder. Casemiro is very good and experienced, but he's old. There are levels to which, if football were to be football, I thought Casemiro should not be playing complete 90 minutes anymore. Because he's quite old. That's why he's presently that as good as it. He ends up picking yellow cards early. That's it, because at some point when he cannot meet up with pace and strength and speed as he would have done, that man is over 30 already. He will always want to foul the player. But now with a blend of an experienced Casemiro and a very young and energetic Kobe Mino, he gives flair. And you say that has given Bruno Fernandes the opportunity to advance and play free. That's why you say that he's backing assists left, right, and center. Because presently, he can confidently go forward with an assurance that there is a Kobe Mino who is a tank that can mark, and there is an experienced Casemiro behind him. But when it was just Casemiro and Ugarte, the fear of moving forward, the fear of Manuel Ugarte was the beginning of wisdom. You would not want to move forward because you know that calamity will be before you
and Ugarte will not be able to handle the pressure. But I think there's another thing that Abel said. He said that he's expecting West Ham to sit back, relax, and try to see how they can hit Manchester United on counter. How do you see this happening? Especially in Manchester United that has been subsequently playing a 4-3-3 2-1 formation that has that either metamorphoses into maybe a 4-3, then 1-2 formation sometimes moving forward, where we have Mbemu and Kunha in front. You know, how do you think they can handle this? Especially in Manchester United, that it seems like everybody now runs for defense. Do you think that West Ham will be able to hit Manchester United on a counter at all?
I don't think West Ham have anything to do today, sir. Coming here to back as
okay.
They will just be present.
It's football.
You can never say never, but I think one thing that we have to take note of and we have to commend is Michael Carrick's performance so far. He has been fantastic. But I want to ask you, first of all, Abel, I want to ask you, what do you think? How do you see this match playing out? What's the scoreline for you?
Well, I think definitely I'm going to give it to Manchester United based on their performances. You get?
Yes.
And thank God that if they win today, that guy will be able to shave his head. That guy's hair is like is it what's that forest name is it Chotibuyo? I don't know. I should know that for
in Benin. No, let's talk about Sambisa. Well then, Ero, I'm coming back to you. How do you see this match ending?
3-0, favor of Manchester United.
Favor of Manchester United. Well, I'm seeing it as well, 3-0. And I can see Kuna with a goal, Pastor Prichon, and I can see Mbemu with a goal as well. Okay, fantastic. Well, now we're going to be moving on to another match as well that is going to happen today. We're going to be seeing a Chelsea side that is sitting below Manchester United, playing a Leeds side that is sitting 16th on the English Premier League table. What do you think about this match, Ero? I know you're a lover of Chelsea. How do you see this match panning out? And how do you see Chelsea going into this match, especially after Cole Palmer, who has been inconsistent, has been able to find his feet, in their last match, having 3 goals?
I'm not saying this because
whenever I talk about Chelsea, somehow you start becoming arrogant. Please bring your shoulders down and talk about Chelsea. It seems like we've lost him. What do you think about this match, Abel?
Well, I think Chelsea is aiming to maintain their momentum and to stay right on at least that top 4. That is the most important thing they are trying to do. I mean, they should finish in Europe now, no matter what. They are the defending.
They should get a European spot.
You said what?
The world champion sitting below Manchester United. Continue.
The world champion, come on, they want to finish, and I think they will give. I think they will give Manchester the run of their money, because Manchester needs to be very, very careful.
Manchester or Chelsea?
Yes.
Or Manchester? Yes.
And with Cole Palmer now that has somehow suddenly picked form. Though they will say just that game is not enough for him, but I think that guy is back, scoring 3 goals on their previous game. That is a huge threat for any team at all. And Cole Palmer, arguably, even in the World Club tournament, he was exceptional. It was someone that took Chelsea to that final, arguably, honestly, my own opinion goes. Because I think Chelsea want to do everything possible to see that they get this game done, no matter what happens. They want to do. But again, nobody can say you can never say never. Like I said, you can never say never. Sometimes they are there, sometimes they are not there. But you can, if you want to put Chelsea and Manchester United. To be honest, I think Manchester United is more. Should I say more of the team, packed team than Chelsea, to be honest. But going forward, I think Chelsea.
Okay, like it seems like we lost Abel, and it seems like we lost Ero as well. But moving forward, we are seeing a Chelsea that is sitting 43 below Manchester United with 1 match. So the question that a lot of people will be asking is, will Chelsea be able to dominate a side like Manchester, like Leeds United that is sitting at 16 on the table? Because it seems like it has been a long time since we've seen an EPL table that has been this close for quite some time. So the question that some people will ask is, will Chelsea be able to dominate? But Ero, coming back to you, What do you think? Or Abel, in your own opinion, what do you think? Do you think that Leeds will be able to cause an upset in this match today, or do you think that and are we going to see a Cole Palmer that will be able to handle the issues on ground as well, especially with his inconsistencies? Abel.
Okay, you said what? Please, your question again.
I said, are we going to see a Leeds side that will be able to dominate a Chelsea today, especially with the fact that they are sitting second, and it seems like they've somewhat been able to find their feet in recent times?
But yeah, I think Leeds have the ability to do that. They've done that with some big teams even this season. I think they have the ability to do that because some upset to Chelsea. But like I rightly said earlier, if Chelsea really know what they want to do today, they know what to do. If they need business rather, they know what to do.
Okay. Abel, let's move on to scoreline. What do you think the score is going to be? I'm going to for the first time I'm going to give a prediction. I'm seeing 2-1 and in favor of Chelsea. What do you think?
I'm saying 2-0.
You are seeing 2-0 Chelsea. I have a feeling that Ero is seeing a draw somewhere. Ero, Pastor, preach on.
3-1 in favor of Chelsea.
3-1 in favor of Chelsea. So do you think we are going to see a Chelsea side that might elevate above the Manchester United side today?
Manchester United is going to win, so the points are going to remain 1 point difference.
Okay. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your analysis. You know, you are a special analyst on P&B Sports Show. You know, football is. Okay, no problem. I will send prayers. You know, football is often decided not by how much you have the ball, but by what you do when the moment arrives. From Aston Villa's missed opportunity to the tactical test awaiting Manchester United, Chelsea, West Ham and Leeds today, discussion reminds us that margins are everything at this level. My thanks to Abel Sunday and Ero Join for their insights this morning.
Thank you very much.
For more insights and analysis on P&B Sports Show, follow us on all our social media platforms. On YouTube at Politics&BusinessTV.English, on Facebook at Politics&BusinessTV.English, on Instagram at PNBTV_English, and on X, formerly Twitter, at PNBTV_ENG. I'm Aaron Cotton, and this has been the P&B Sports Show. Join us again for more analysis, more clarity, and more of the thinking behind the game. Enjoy your football